Hey everyone, Legend here, and today we're coming at you from Destin, Florida, and in this video we're going to show off everything there is to do on this wonderful Panhandle, Florida beach town. Now probably the most popular thing here to do in Destin is the beach itself. It is a beautiful beach, the sand is very soft, the water is very clear. Good news, you can drink on the beach, as long as you're drinking out of cans, not glass bottles. The only places you can't drink are in the public park sections. I will say one problem with Destin is there's not a ton of public beach access. Like the guy at our hotel told us, yeah, go to the back porch restaurant and then walk around the side. And that's how you get to the beach. So definitely more remote than some other beaches, but it's really, really nice. In this next segment here, I want to talk a little bit about what was my favorite thing we did in Destin, and that was go on an adventure to Crab Island. Now, Crab Island is this giant sandbar about a 10 to 15 minute boat ride away from the harborwalk area of Destin, and it is very, very interesting. It's very unlike a party scene I've seen before, as a whole bunch of people just bring their boats over, they anchor them, and then it's time to play, it's time to party, it's kind of time to do whatever you want. And it's really interesting too, because there's all sorts of vendors out there. There's guys that drive around in their boats that sell boiled peanuts or t-shirts or ice cream. And then there's like big giant floating restaurants and stores. And you go buy a cheeseburger. You could buy any sort of floating animal thing that you could possibly want. You could buy ice cream. And some people, it's much more of a party scene and they're having a good time. And then some people, it's much more of a family thing where they're going to be hanging out, throwing the football around and playing on the floats and things like that. But it's very interesting, very fun. Now, I totally recommend this. I had an absolute blast. A couple of things to note. You're allowed to drink while you're out there, but nobody is allowed to sell beer out there. So you need to bring all the beer you're going to drink with you before you get to Crab Island. And while some of the restaurants might advertise daiquiris for sale, well, those are non-alcoholic daiquiris, so they're really not that fun. Now, you could rent a boat if you have a whole bunch of people and go out there for as long as you like. Or what we did, we took a tour to go out there in which you could ride a glass-bottom boat. They pick you up, they take you out to Crab Island, and the boat just sits there so you have a place to hang out and put your cooler and things like that. But I will let you know, this was not a cheap excursion. I think it cost me and Molly like $55 each. So you might want to look at the cost of renting a boat for the number of people in your party versus doing a tour out there. But man, this was it was quite the experience. I definitely really enjoyed it. So one of the more popular attractions here in Destin is the Big Kahuna's water park. Unfortunately, we're going to miss its opening by just a couple of days, but looks like a pretty sizable water park with a lot of slides. Some not so modern slides, some very modern slides, so a good mix there. Love this kind of slide here where you get the big giant splashdown way above the pool. So it looks like they have a pretty good collection. If this was open, we missed the opening by I think 2 days, I probably would have stopped in. A little bit more of the water park over here. Lots of slides and stuff. Nice rock work and things like that as well. And I love some of the detail, like that giant tiki god. Also, as part of Big Kahuna's is a sizable mini golf course. And they do have some extreme rides as well, like a sky coaster and a skyscraper in the back. The track here is the closest thing that Destin has to an amusement park, and it's go-karts and rides and things like that. So you've got a big go-kart track. You've got this thing called the Sky Flyer, in which you would get attached to that down here, get lifted into the air, and then drop from a wire. You've also got a spinning pendulum ride. And if I turn around, there's a very, very large mini golf course. On the other side of the track here, you do have a whole bunch of rides for the little ones and some bumper cars. So we're now coming at you from the Destin Commons area, which is a shopping and dining area, but we're here to check out Uncle Buck's Fish Bowl, which is apparently this crazy looking bowling alley, I guess owned by the same people as Bass Pro Shops. Once you get inside, it is pretty wildly themed in here. I guess you got an arcade over there. You check in under this ship boat, and then you go bowling. So here's what that bowling alley looks like. The ball returns are just insane. Like everything's super well themed. There's a big boat bar in the middle, and then you bowl in this ocean kind of environment. They do have bar and waiter service at your bowling alley here, and I had to go for their specialty drink. No surprise at Uncle Buck's Fish Bowl, the specialty drink is a fish bowl. vodka, Tanqueray, rum, sours, curacao, and Sprite. Now, one of the most popular things to do here in Destin is the Harborwalk Village area, which is kind of a shopping, restaurants, dining area. And there's a bunch of interesting stuff. If you can see here, there's going to be a giant tower. And that is a series of zip lines. Like you can walk all the way up there and then zip line that way and then zip line back. A whole bunch of other things that are here. The Harborwalk area is where you can find Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, which is standard for most tourism areas. So this is a very popular brand on like Bourbon Street in New Orleans, and that's Jester's Daiquiris and Pizza. So we are drinking a 32-ounce jungle juice, which is like Everclear and tropical punch here. And get some good people watching it as well, I think.
Yeah.
Now, if you have kids, one thing you might want to do here in Destin is the Buccaneer pirate ship. As you get to take an old-timey pirate boat out to sea. Now, I'm an adult, and it still looks pretty fun. Very Disneyland-esque. So we're currently drinking at AJ's on the beach. They've got like a Jumbotron. There's a gentleman who just, like an acoustic guitar guy who just ended playing. And some sort of large boat just got off. But $4.50 for like specialty beers. Like these are like specific to the restaurant. So that's a cool spot. Well, this looks like an interesting place. It's a restaurant called Fudpuckers and also an attraction, a free attraction called Gator Beach, who labeled themselves the world's greatest alligator park, which features like you could feed alligators and I guess there's alligator shows and you could hold little baby alligators. And then there's a arcade next door. So let's check this place out. Very, very interesting tourist attraction here. So here you can see the Gator Beach area, and they're little alligators. Not some of like the big giant guys you're used to. You can see people doing the feeding experience over there, which is really kind of neat. You can try and make them jump out of the water if you could. There's also turtles in here. I would say even if you're not going to eat at the restaurant or anything, this place is probably worth a stop just for the free gator exhibit alone.
Yeah, especially if you're not used to seeing gators and you're not from like, you know, Florida or Louisiana. Oh, look. He's pulling back.
That gator's caught.
Yep. He's definitely pulling back.
The Gator Beach does have a rare albino alligator, and also they're moving.
Yeah.
I know we're used to Gator Spot over at Fun Spot. We have our annual passes over there. Their albino alligator is much bigger, but you never see him move.
No.
So he's not moving anymore, but you could see him. That was pretty neat. Little one too. They also have an exhibit with tons and tons of baby gators. Like this is a lot of very small alligators. Molly, you like this guy here because you can see him breathing. He's so close.
Yeah.
Some of the upcharge stuff, you could feed the gators for $4 and get your picture taken with one for 10. I would say the feeding for $4 is a pretty good deal.
Good deal.
Especially with that fishing pole and everything.
I like how there's a skeleton in the water.
Yes.
That's what happens if you climb on it.
So right outside of the arcade, they've got this completely old school. It doesn't work, but man, that's like an antique. And here's that Fat Daddy's arcade. It's a pretty good size arcade. Looks like very modern games. Kind of nice when you're waiting for your table. They do a playground for kids and an outdoor bar for mom and dad. That is a sign. There's a Gator Trivia game show every day at 5:40. It should be no surprise that this Gator place / restaurant also has a giant gift shop and tons and tons and tons of t-shirts. So we got our table here at Fudpuckers. First of all, I love all like the vintage beer cans on the wall. And then their
That's
menu.
very you decor.
Yeah, it's very me decor. And then their menu is it's a newspaper, like you would get at like Silver Dollar City, and you open it up, and each page has different stuff. They have a ton of specialty drinks, and like really, like 32-ounce buckets of booze. The ultimate Corona Rita, 40 ounces with 2 beers. I did get the Fuddfucker Punch because it's happy hour right now, so it's $6. Light rum, dark rum, Myers rum, juices, and $1.51. And let's see, what else do we got here? Even more drinks. No shortage of drinks. They do have like an extreme milkshake thing. You got a 48-ounce big blue margarita. And the menu's very diverse.
Yes.
So you got a whole bunch of appetizers. Feel free to pause at any point in time. Soups. Fudd bowls look very different. Then you get the main menu section. And a lot of seafood. I got some chicken. I went with the char-grilled chicken a la Fudd. And there's also a whole bunch of burgers and sandwiches. And check this out, guys. The Fuddinator, the biggest burger ever. 3 Fudd burgers. Cheese, chili, bacon, onions, mushrooms, jalapenos, onion rings, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles. You take the challenge, and if you can eat it all in 30 minutes, you get a free shirt. That is insane looking. Molly went with a little different.
Yes.
You got the Gator Dog.
It's $1.
All right, and then there's some advertisements and stuff like that. But yeah, interesting menu. So once we got into town here in Destin, we did look through some of the coupon books, and here for Fuddfuckers, there was a coupon for if you order 2 entrees, you got a free appetizer of crab dip. Now, I have no interest in crab dip.
No, but I think it will be good. I like it.
The presentation's really nice.
Yeah.
So the food is served. I got chicken covered in cheese and bacon. It's served with a hush puppy. I opted for mashed potatoes as a side. There's also a pineapple coleslaw. Now, Molly, you went adventurous. Those adorable alligators you saw earlier, you're now going to eat them
And a sausage.
as a sausage form. And you got lots of nice looking fries. You know, guys, there's one thing I never say no to. It's an Irish pub. This one is got quite the size. Probably no Kitty O'Shea's though. And there's absolutely no way I'm going to say no to an Irish pub with a bus parked out front with mannequins all inside. And the mannequins are wearing like a soccer jersey of the Irish pub. Like this is a place, like look at that mannequin's face. It doesn't scream come in and drink. It screams go away and get off my lawn. Guys, this Irish pub, it's very, very me. First of all, they have thousands, if not millions of dollars of bills hanging on the wall. Ordered a couple of drinks. Molly, you got a raspberry wheat.
Yeah, very good.
I got their specialty drink. $10, maybe like $1.51 and other rums. There's a limit of 3 per guest. So like, this thing will mess you up. And you get to keep this amazing like glass. Look at that glass. And to top it off for me, look what's on the TV. Professional wrestling, WrestleMania 31. Molly, we were there.
We were there.
We were there. Like, this is a fantastic establishment. And that will do it for our look at the things to do in Destin, Florida. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're going to this wonderful little panhandle town, you're probably going to have a great time. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks for watching.